ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयाम् उदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमा श्लोके भक्तिर्भवती नैष्टिकी। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। सप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय।
Okay, so thank you, Hemangini. And so many today, huh? Last week we hardly had anyone. We had such an important verse last week. Anyone wants to go through the points? Any points you'll remember from last week's class? Anything, whatever you remember, whatever you want to share.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Can I share?
Yes, please.
So I think it's as I was trying to do a search for this verse because you'd asked us to by heart it. The thing that stood out for me was it is called the Emperor verse
Yes.
because here Krishna it is categorically declared that Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. So there are expansions of Krishna, plenary expansions of Krishna. But when he came down as Krishna, he is the supreme personality of Godhead, and he keeps coming, again and again, yuge yuge, mridayanti yuge yuge, for the protection of his devotees. And you also gave this classification how Krishna is the only a God, the supreme God who has these 64 attributes. And none of them, even the plenary expansions, after that do not have that many attributes. And Brahma is possibly, the highest jiva who has 78%. So this thing is, if we really try, we can go up to 50 attributes. That is 78%. It is not possible beyond that. And Shiva is also, Lord Shiva is in his separate category. He has 55 qualities, which is, 84%. And the Vishnu Tattvas have, 60 qualities, which is 93%. Hare Krishna.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Yeah, that is so wonderful, isn't it? I mean, to think that Krishna has those 4 special qualities which none of the Vishnu Tattvas have. Do you all know what those 4 are? Anyone has any idea?
Yeah. Shall I try, Mataji?
Hmm.
It's Venu Madhuri, Rupa Madhuri, Leela Madhuri, and fourth one is
Think, you'll get it. Think, you'll get it. Think.
Vaibhav Madhuri.
Anyone else? Okay, what is Veena Madhurya? Venu Madhurya, sorry. Venu Madhurya.
Recording in progress.
Venu Madhuri is Venu
Yeah.
Madhuri is because only Lord Krishna is playing the flute. Flute is known as
Yes.
Venu.
No one else plays the flute, correct?
Yeah.
No other Vishnu Tattva plays the flute. Have you seen Lord Ram or Nashingadev or Varahadev? So, Venu Madhurya. Then, Rupa Madhurya. He possesses unparalleled beauty. No one has that amount of beauty which Krishna possesses. The closest is Lord Ram. That's why he's Ram, you know. But, and then what's the next one?
Rupa Madhuri.
Rupa Madhurya is beauty, right? Leela, then Leela Madhurya, what is that?
Krishna
I can just
himself-
all the leelas that he has
All the
performed,
leelas
none of
and-
the other Vishnu Tattvas. Just a guess, that based on the name.
Yes, the Leelas which Krishna has, even Lord Ram doesn't have, no? I mean, look at the naughtiness. Of course, even Lord Ram was naughty in his childhood. But like Krishna, no, right? The Damodar pastimes or the, what do you call, eating of butter, stealing butter, all those things, so many pastimes. Then even the ones which are so mesmerizing, like Govardhan, all those things, Govardhan Parvat or the Rasa Leela, no one else has that. So Leela Madhurya is, and the last one is Prem Madhurya. Hemangini, it's Prema Madhurya. What is
Yes.
Prema Madhurya? The reciprocal relationships he has with his devotees. It is unparalleled. When the Lord came in the form of Narshingadev, he couldn't have that relationship, no, because everyone was scared. Everyone was scared of Narshingadev except Prahlad Maharaj. Even Lakshmi Devi was scared to go near him. Lord Brahma and all, they didn't even go near him. All the devatas are like, far away, we're not going there. They were so scared. If you take Matsya Avatar, what loving relationship will you have with Varaha and Matsya? You don't. Closest maybe you can have with Lord Ram, but he was Eka Patni Vrata. he didn't have those relationships which Krishna has. So these are the 4 exclusive extra qualities which only Lord Krishna has. That's why he has 64. And all the other Vishnu Tattvas has 60. These 4 are unique to him. So that's why Krishna's tu Bhagwan Swayam. Very nice. Very nice. Lovely, Veggie. Anyone else? Anything else you want to share from last week's class?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Even in like 1.2.27, we discussed, like told us about the Avesha and the Vibhuti.
Yes.
Extreme, yeah, they are portion and the portions of the plenary portion, and the Aveshas are who are comparatively more powerful are called Avesha incarnation, and comparatively less are called Vibhuti.
Correct.
And we
Correct.
discussed the examples of Vibhutis are Rishi, Manu, descendants of Manu, and Demi.
Yes. Correct. And Avesha avatar, there are how many types? In Shakti Avesh also there are 2, right? 2 categories. What are they? One is Vishnu Tattva, one is Jiva Tattva. So like Narad Muni, he is Shakti Avesh. But Lord Parshuram is Vishnu Tattva, but he is also Shakti Avesh. Yeah. And all of them come for some purpose. Like most of the Vishnu Tattvas have all the opulences. Like Lord Ram has all the opulences, has all the power of Krishna. Nrsingadev has all the power of Krishna, they are Swamshas. Matsyadev also, Vishnu Tattva has all the powers, but they don't, like Lord Parshuram did not show all the powers, right? He only came for a purpose. Just the same way, all the Shakti-Avesh avatars come for a certain purpose, like Narad Muni came to propagate bhakti. Prithu Maharaj showed Kriya Shakti because he had to again make Prithvi Mother Earth. She had to become fertile again. So he served the Lord. Then so many Shakti Avesh, right? Like the 4 Kumaras, Jnana Shakti. Correct. So these are all the purposes. They are empowered with a certain Shakti, not all the Shaktis. Right? Like Lord Vyasadeva. Again Vishnu Tattva. Right? Vyasadeva is Vishnu Tattva. But he doesn't come, you can't find Vyasadeva, holding a sword. He only came again to propagate the knowledge. So Gyan again. So like that. So what does this lead us to? Krishna's tu Bhagwan Swayam. What is the learning of this verse? I told you all last time also, this is our Gaudiya Vaishnava anthem or a Paribhasha Sutra. Everything rests on this sutra. Why? Because our basis, our philosophy, the basis of our philosophy rests on Krishna's tu Bhagwan Swayam. So what do we learn from this? As a devotee, what should you learn from this?
Hare Krishna. What we learned from this is that Sri Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is the Parameshwar, Sarvakaran Karanam.
So what should you do with this knowledge now? Since you have this knowledge, what is your reaction to it? What should you do?
That is service to the Supreme.
Full surrender.
Yes, full surrender.
Yeah. So it's not that you need to approach anyone else because everyone else come from him.
Yes.
Like if you want something from, let's say, the Prime Minister. I mean, I'm not talking about our Prime Minister, who's a brahmachari, I'm talking about any Prime Minister. You don't need to approach the Prime Minister's son and go via. You go straight to the Prime Minister because you know the Prime Minister, right? Even if you go to the son will then go to his father and say that then the father has to sanction. So the same way, if we don't need to go to anyone else. We don't have to go to the Devatas, who are again Jivas, they're Jiva Shaktis. We don't need to go to any other Vishnu Tattva because they are also emanating from Krishna. Krishna is the source of all incarnations. So we just need to focus on Krishna. And of course, the higher learning is that we never worship Krishna alone. We always worship him as in the divine couple form of Krishna and Radha. That of course will come later. But for now, what is Suta Goswami telling us and Shukadev Goswami instructing us is that we are servants of the servants of Krishna. That is our constitutional position. Everything and everyone emanates, or the source is Krishna. So we don't have to worry about anything else. We just go straight to Krishna. That's it. If you water the root, automatically the branches, the leaves, the flowers, the fruits, everything is watered. Everyone is satisfied. No one will say, no Devata will say, I'm upset with you, you didn't come to me. Because you've gone to the source, you've gone to the boss. Yeah. So that's the learning. Okay.
Can I ask a question, please, Hare Krishna?
Yes, sure.
Please, you know, there's just a doubt that I have. I'm not.
No, go ahead.
So,
Go ahead.
So if it is Krishna, right? Why is it that, you know, we still have Narsing Aarti, or we do, you know, Tulsi worship and all that? Why not, you know, everything can be about Krishna, even in ISKCON, you know, why is it that we do that? Again, please, I apologize, you know, for the question.
No, it's a very valid question. I've also questioned this and I've received very nice answers. Narsinghadev is especially empowered to protect you. He has that rupa. He has incarnated himself. Krishna's incarnated himself. He's a Narsinghadev, like I keep saying, is a swamsha of Krishna. So Krishna, Ram, and Narsinghadev, these two are the swamshas of Krishna. They are absolutely equal in power. So they are non-different considered to the other Vishnu incarnations. That's why in the temples, ISKCON temples, you will find Vigrahas, deities of Lord Ram and of Narsinghadev. The Narsinghadev is especially incarnated for very fiercely protecting his devotees. So therefore, when you have or worship Narsinghadev, he protects you body, mind and soul. Worship to Narsinghadev protects you body, mind and soul because he has that fearsome appearance and he has that function. Not that if you worship Lord Ram or not that if you worship Lord Krishna, they're not going to protect you. But Lord Krishna is always in the divine couple form. You approach them in a different mood. But when you want quick protection, when you want protection all the time, Narsingha Kavach, Narsingha Aarti protects you materially and spiritually. So therefore, we worship Narsinghadev. Now, why do we worship Tulsi Devi? Because Tulsi Devi is Bhakti. Bhakti Devi. Krishna Bhakti Pradayini. It is via Tulsi Devi that you can approach Krishna and she can help you even serve Krishna. So when we say servant of the servant of the servant, so we are servant to Tulsi Maharani, who is Bhakti Devi, who will give you. So what is the Tulsi Aarti? Anyone remembers the Tulsi Aarti? Yes, Archana. Just, you don't have to sing it, you can just say it. I mean, if you want to sing it, you can sing it.
Namo Namaha Tulasi Krishna Prayasi Namo Namaha.
Tulasi Krishna Prayasi. What does that mean? One
Means-
who is so dear to Krishna. Tulasi, who is Krishna Prayasi. Continue, Archana. Please continue. What's the next line after that?
Yeah. Namo Namaha Tulasi Krishna Prayasi Namo Namaha. Bhaje Radha Krishna Seva Pao Ei Abhilashi Namo
Correct.
Namaha.
What does that mean?
हमेशा मुझे राधा कृष्ण की सेवा प्रदान करो, यही मेरी अभिलाषा है.
Yes. Yes. Radha Krishna Seva Pavo Yei Abhilashi. In the spiritual world, please, I want Radha Krishna Seva. That is my Abhilash. So what is this? Actually, what is this? This is Raga Nuga Bhakti you're praying for, na? So can you approach Krishna and say that I want to serve you? No, you have to approach his servant. The topmost servant is Srimati Radharani. But then how do you even serve Srimati Radhika? Through Tulsi Maharani, through her sakhis, through her manjaris. Tulsi is one of them. You say, she is the topmost. She is Bhakti Pradayini. If you go through the entire Tulsi Aarti, you're just asking for that. So that's why very cleverly, Srila Prabhupada has put this into our routine. Kuch nahi, you don't have to think. Every day, what are you thinking? When you're doing Tulsi Aarti, Archana, would you like to continue after that?
जे तोमारे शरण लोय तारा वांछा पूर्ण होय कृपा करी कोरो तारे वृंदावनवासी नमो नमः.
What does that mean?
जो आपके शरण गया है, जे तुम्हारे शरण लोय, उनकी इच्छा पूर्ण होगी कि वो वृंदावन के वासी होंगे.
Which Vrindavan are we talking about? Are we talking
गोलोक
about?
वृंदावन.
Yes. Golok Vrindavan or even Bhauma Vrindavan, they're non-different. We have to become Vrindavan Vasis, right? How do you become Vrindavan Vasis? Through Tulsi Maharani. Continue.
मोर
Let's see what's the
एई
next verse. Yeah.
मोर एई अभिलाष विलास कुंजे दियो वास नयने हेरी बो सदा जुगल रूप राशि नमो नमः.
What does that mean?
मोरा ये अभिलाष, मेरी ये इच्छा है कि विलास कुंज दियोवास. विलास कुंज का मीनिंग मुझे नहीं पता कि, पर मैं उस जगह पे रह पाऊं जहाँ पे राधा कृष्ण की छवि मेरे हमेशा नजर में रहे.
Vilas Kunja is where Krishna and Radha have the most intimate pastimes. So you have to be very, very, very dear, close associate of the Manjaris and the Sakhis to be able to serve the Jugala, the divine couple in Vilas Kunj. What is this? It's Raganuga Bhakti. So if you don't approach Tulsi Maharani every day, if you're not singing this, please start singing it every day. Even if you don't remember, you can just put it on YouTube. There are so many. And meditate and ask Tulsi Maharani, pay obeisances and ask her, beg her that this is my Abhilash and your desires will be fulfilled if Tulsi Maharani gives you permission. Right? You have to. So that's why we worship Nrsimhadev and that's why we worship Tulsi Maharani. Krishna is the source of everything. But we have a process, no, to approach Krishna also. So we do these things. Yeah, Veggies, does that answer your question?
Yes, Mataji. Thank you. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Any other questions?
I have one. Actually, I was reading a book, Vedic scriptures. I got it from temple. There was a verse. It was written about Adi Shankaracharya that he was sent to basically take some people away from religious this marg from believing in God. Like Krishna himself, this is what was written. So this confused me. That why would Krishna send someone for this? He wants all jivas to come back to him, but why would he do this?
That's a very nice question, and a lot of people have this. Why? Why was Lord Shiva sent as Shankaracharya to take people away? One thing is that if you read that sentence again, you will see that it is not interpreted as to take them away from bhakti. It is actually to not give bhakti so easily. See, before Shankaracharya came, Lord Buddha had come. And like I mentioned in the previous classes, what was the purpose for Lord Buddha's incarnation? Is to, can anyone?
The ahimsa and nirvana.
Yes. Neha, any additions?
I was just about to say this, ahimsa and nirvana.
But why ahimsa and nirvana? That is my question.
Because that point of time, what animal sacrifice and everything was very, very prevalent. So he wanted to put a stop to this. And
Yes. They were misinterpreting the Vedas. So Lord Buddha completely negated. He said, forget the Vedas. Let's not even go to the Vedas. Let's come to basics of ahimsa and nirvana. So they were not followers of Veda. So he had to bring about a huge change of people not following the Vedas. Not following the Vedas means atheistic. You're not theistic. But he had to do it because there was no other way, because people were reading the Vedas, misinterpreting it, and they were not even qualified to give the proper meanings of the Vedas. But now after that was accomplished, the Lord had to send someone very, very empowered. So he sent Lord Shiva as Shankaracharya for two purposes. First purpose is to reinstate the Vedas. Shankaracharya's huge contribution is that he reinstated the Vedas. There was faith again in the Vedas. People were studying the Vedas again, which was a huge contribution from Lord Shiva. But he had also the second job of taking them away from the Lord. Those people, so who are Advaitavadis? We call them Mayavadis. Mayavadis are actually one of the topmost enjoyers, you can say. We all want to enjoy, but Mayavadis are ones who want to enjoy the most. Why? Because they want to have the same opulence, the same position as God. With that mentality, if you give them bhakti, then there's definitely fall down. So even though Lord Shankaracharya did reinstate, not Lord, Shankaracharya, same Shankaracharya, reinstated the Vedas, he did not give bhakti to everyone. He propagated Advaitavadi, Advaita philosophy, and but secretly he also, those who were qualified, who were very few, he propagated bhakti, wherein he spoke that Krishna is topmost, where he said that always chant Krishna's name, worship Krishna. But very few caught on to that and wanted to serve the Lord. So Lord Shiva told when he was given this job, told the Lord that how can I, who is your topmost servant, I worship you so much. How can I go and give such a philosophy? how can I give false philosophies? Lord Krishna said, this is your job. You have to do it, because if you don't do it, then people will take bhakti very easily and cheap and not understand the service and the surrender attitude, because they wanted to still enjoy. That was the desire of the jivas. Vaishnavas were very, very few at that time. And then after that, he sent someone very, very powerful. Who was that? Veji.
Acharya, Ramanujacharya.
Ramanujacharya. And who was Ramanujacharya? Rama Anuj. Who's that? Who's Ram's Anuj?
Lakshman.
Yes. So is Lord Balaram. So he sent Ramanujacharya, who is Lord Balaram himself, to propagate Dvaitavadi, which he did very powerfully 1,000 years ago. No, is it 1,000? No, 10,000. How many years, Veggie? 1,000, right?
I'm not sure. I think it's
1,000 years.
1,000, definitely. Yeah.
1,000 years. Yeah. 5,000 is Dwapar Yuga. So, yeah, so 1,000 years. Ramanujacharya then propagated Dvaitavadi. So all those who were qualified were given Dvaitavadi. And then, of course, Madhvacharya came and gave 2.5 Dvaita along with half, which is service attitude. And then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came with Achintya Bheda Bheda Tattva. So Shankaracharya came, but he gave Mayavadi philosophy, Advaitavadi philosophy, which is actually Mayavad, because people were not yet qualified for bhakti. If you give a primary child trigonometry or something, he's not qualified for it, right? He has to be qualified slowly. That's why. So Vinti, when you read that book, try to read it again and try to see what he is trying to say, because yes, bhakti is not easy. You know how many lifetimes, how many millions of lives you all have taken, or I have taken, we all have taken to come to bhakti. Please understand, we were all Mayavadis before this, and we still have Mayavad in us. We still have Mayavad in us, which is difficult because it's our past samskaras. We were all Mayavadis in the past. We still are Mayavadis. Don't think that you have achieved bhakti, because we still have that enjoying notion inside us. We still want to. We are doing bhakti, we are doing chanting, we are doing service, but we still want to enjoy the fruits of it, which is nothing but Mayavadi. When that chanting is only for the Lord's pleasure, when the service is only for the Lord's pleasure, when everything we do is only for the Lord's pleasure, then we have come out of Mayavad, and we've come to Achintya Bheda Bheda. But now, I'm speaking for myself, I'm not talking about any of you. I still have Mayavad influence inside me, because I want to enjoy. I may be offering prasadam, but at the end of the day, I am enjoying it. I'm not thinking what my gaunita I want to eat. I'm thinking, acha, bahut din ho gaye, pav bhaji banate hain. I don't think gaunita came and told me, bahut din ho gaye, pav bhaji banao. So there is still Mayavad influence in us, because we still want to enjoy. But with chanting, every mantra I chant on my Tulsi beads, that is diminishing. And I can see the difference, how I was 10 years ago, how I am today, and I have hope for myself tomorrow. Earlier, I was only relying on myself, but now I'm relying on the Lord to change my mentality. So there is a difference. So every time you chant, you are destroying your past samskaras and creating new spiritual samskaras, which is more important. Yeah, Vinti, if you still have questions after reading, you can ask again next time.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mataji, I also have a question from the past class. So when we were talking about Mahatattva, then you had mentioned about Sadashiva and Shivji in Linga form. And then you had mentioned that we've got 3 temples in Vrindavan: Gopeshwar, Asheshwar, and Chakleshwar Mahadev.
4 temples, huh?
So are they the only one, or do we have other spiritual Shiva's temple in India?
Everywhere there is the dham. The Lord Shiva is always protecting. You will find that he is always protecting the premises. So he'll be there in 4 directions. Wherever the Lord is, wherever Krishna is, in Mayapur also you will find, in Jagannath Puri also you will find. Then Rameshwaram is Lord Shiva. So there are plenty. Yeah. So it's not that. But what is the pastimes of these Lord is what makes the difference between whether he is Vishnu Tattva Shiva or he is Jiva Tattva Shiva. Understand?
So what was the 4th one, Mataji? Gopeshwar, Chakleshwar, Asheshwar, and?
One more, right? So Gopeshwar, Aseshwar, Chakleshwar, one more. Anyone remembers?
In the class, you had only mentioned 3. I had written it down.
I only remember 3 because I've only been to these 3. 4th one. I know there are 4 directions. So I've been to 3 because I know the pastimes of these 3. So I remember these 3 very well.
Okay.
4th one. Anyone else remembers which is the 4th? So Gopeshwar is where Lord Shiva takes the Gopi form.
Yeah.
Chakleshwar is where Sanatan Goswami's Samadhi is, and Mahadev tells all the mosquitoes to go away. That's Chakleshwar. Seshwar is where he did meditation because he wanted to see Lord Krishna in the baby form. I'll tell you next class, Neha. No one else remembers? No?
Okay, one more question. What is the difference between Sakhi and Manjaris?
Sakhi and Manjaris. Oh, okay. So Sakhis are almost the same age group of Srimati Radhika. They like probably one day, same day, 1 month, 2 months, 1 year, younger, older, like that. They are the same age. They born with her, they grew up with her, they play with her, they take part in all the leelas with her. And they are the 8 very close friends of hers. And there are other groups of Sakhis also. And all of them have different moods and they serve Krishna differently. So there are some Sakhis who are neutral, as in they are very friendly towards Krishna also and Radha also. They don't take any sides. Some Sakhis are only thinking about Krishna. And some Sakhis like Lalita, Vishaka, and only think about Radha and her welfare. They fight with Krishna for her. So there are these different kinds of Sakhis and they serve Krishna in different ways. And they also have separate pastimes like with Krishna. But the Manjaris are younger. They're very young in age, like 9-10-year-old young girls who serve the Sakhis, who serve Srimati Radhika, like Rupa Manjari, Rati Manjari, Labanga Manjari, Tulsi Manjari. They are all very young girls, and they serve the divine couple. They also are present, like none of the Sakhis can be present in intimate pastimes. But the Manjaris are present. They are allowed to enter the kunjas. They are allowed to serve intimate pastimes of the divine couple. But they only serve Srimati Radhika and the Sakhis. They are also under, like Lalita Sakhi, there are Manjaris under her whom she trains for different sevas. Under Vishaka, there are Manjaris. And they serve Srimati Radhika only. They don't serve Krishna directly. So it's the age group, and we are meant to. So when we say servant of the servant, we are meant to serve the servant of Srimati Radhika or the Sakhi, under whom there is a Manjari. Under that Manjari, probably we have to be one of them. So we are meant to be servant of the servant of the servant. So Srila Prabhupada says we have to follow Rupa Raghunath. So Rupa is Rupa Manjari, Rupa Goswami, and Raghunath is Rati Manjari. Of course, that doesn't mean we ignore the others. There are like Gopala Bhatta Goswami's Guna Manjari. So like that, everyone has their own place in this whole scenario. So under Lalita Sakhi, you will find Rupa, Rati, Labanga. Under Vishaka, you will find others. So what you have to do is just like when you get married and go into a family, you find out all the relationships, right? Masa, ye Masi, ye Masa, her children, her, this Fufa, that Chacha, this Chachi. You should be very curious to know that what are the names of Krishna's uncles, aunts, friends, Sakhis, their husbands, Manjaris. Manjaris are not married, Sakhis are married. All those things. So you should be very curious to know who's under who, because then that kind of gives you an idea of what are you going to look forward to in the spiritual world. So you'll find all this in different books. Krishna Ganodesh Deepika, and then there's Gaura Ganodesh Deepika, all those books where you get all the different groups of Sakhis, what are their functions, what are their job profile, you can say, or the Manjaris and all that. So it's very nice to meditate on these pastimes also. You'll find it all in ISKCON Desire Tree. You can just look at it.
Thank you, Mataji, for the clarification.
Okay, today is just a chatty class, I think. Any other questions? I think this is nice. It's always good to have clarifications. Any other questions? Anjali, I haven't seen you for such a long time. You've gone missing.
I have been missing just some usual calm, over involved in certain things.
Okay.
Hopefully, I should be able to, but
Yes.
might be.
Yeah. So I want all of you to make a New Year resolution, a spiritual New Year resolution for yourself. It's very important to have short-term and long-term goals. And that New Year resolution, I want you all to tell me next time when you meet me. I'm also going to write down mine and I'll share it with you. It should involve some kind of reading. What do you want to achieve? What do you want to do? Whether it is on a weekly basis, you want to read, whether it's on a daily basis, or whether it's on a monthly basis, you want to achieve something. And it should also involve some kind of devotional, practical learning. So there are two things, two factors for your New Year resolution. One factor is that it should do something with your reading of the scriptures, whether it's whichever book you want to read. I'm not telling you which one to read, whether it's Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, any of Srila Prabhupada's small books, or anything else, Chaitanya Charitamrita if you want. One is that. The second one is some practical aspect of you want to learn something. You want to kind of like I want to learn how to do the aarti. I want to learn how to do the deity worship in full. I want to learn how to make garlands, or I want to learn anything. I want to learn how this bhajan, let's say, something practical, which according to your wish. So it should have two factors, and it can be something small, it can be something very ambitious, that's fine. But you all must have some kind of goal for 2023. That by the end of 2023, I mean, this New Year resolution should not just last till the first 2 weeks of January and then, or maybe just January and then the rest of the 11 months, we just forget about it. It should be something which will go on till December 2023. And then you say that I have achieved this, the entire year. Or I have finished all the 12 cantos of Bhagavatam in 2023. I mean, I did that with my other ladies group in 2022. And they finished 12 cantos in 2022. And it's achievable. It's not that it's not achievable. There are many apps available. Be a Sage is one app where you can put which book you want to read and by what, how long you want to take to finish it. Let's say you want to take 5 years to finish Bhagavatam. If you want to finish it in 5 years, then how much do you have to read every day to finish it in 5 years? Or if you want to finish it in 1 year, how many pages or how many shlokas you have to read? Like for example, I put for Chaitanya Charitamrita that I want to finish Chaitanya Charitamrita this year. So that means I have to read 33 shlokas a day. But then I know that if I start on 1st of January, I'll finish on 31st of December. I know that 1 year I'm going to finish once. And then you start again the next year. And then you see every year and then 5 years later, someone asks you, how many times have you read the Bhagavatam? You can easily say, oh, I've read it 5 times. And just by developing a habit. So just go through that. So next time we meet, let's exchange what resolutions we are going to promise to each other. Yeah, Veggie.
Mataji, what is the name of that app?
Be a Sage. One sec, let me just see.
Sure.
I think it's Be a Sage or a Sage a Day, something like that. Be a Sage. It's by Vaisheshika Prabhu. He had done this. So there are all these books given over here. So let's say you want to read the Krishna book in 10 weeks. So that means you have to read 12 pages a day. That's what it says, yes. It's like this.
Okay.
Can you see it? Let me remove the blur. It's like this. So you can just choose which book, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Bhagavad Gita, or Bhagavatam, or whatever. And then you can choose and how many days, how many weeks, how many months, how many years you want to do it. So let's say you want to do Nectar of Instruction in 10 years. You just have to read 1 page a day. You'll finish it in 10 years probably. I don't know why they said that because it's a small book. Okay, let's say Bhagavatam in 10 years. Okay, you want to finish Bhagavatam in 10 years, you just have to do 5 pages a day. or 4 shlokas a day, you'll finish in 10 years. Yeah. So you can do that. Or anything else you wish to do. Yeah? Is that a deal with everyone? Can we come up with our New Year resolutions? If you don't make an effort, you won't reach anywhere. Yes? Yes? No? Maybe? Too
Yes.
difficult?
Yes,
Yes,
Mataji.
yes, definitely, yes.
Archana is zoning out. You can do any small thing you want to do, Archana.
Yeah, small thing to start with, small.
Yeah, you must. You must. Yes, Archana? Nay?
Yes, Mataji, yes. Sure.
Good. When we promise each other, then we'll keep it. Because then we're doing it as a group, right? Neha, what about you?
So I've done my nectar of instruction. Does that count?
I'm not telling you nectar of instruction. You can do anything you want to do.
There in this nectar of instruction.
Ah,
So-
you've done it. Okay. Yeah. So see, it's not difficult. You can do it. You just have to follow that. And once you finish your nectar of instruction, then you do the next one.
Yeah, I've done my nectar of instruction. I just finished it today, and it was really amazing. I have to do my open-ended questions, so those questions are pending, and then I have to go give exam.
Go as in you have to go and give.
Yeah, give in the mandir if I want a certificate for that. So I want a certificate, so I'll go and give the exam.
Okay. Your Gurgaon temple only.
Yes.
That's good. Very good. Excellent. You're not planning to do Bhakti Shastri?
I can actually, I'm thinking of enrolling into Bhakti Shastri but that is a long-term project. It's going to take 2 years.
Yeah, but the nectar of instruction is part of that, no?
Yeah. So one book is already done. Then I've got I think Ishino Upanishad.
Isha Upanishad.
And then nectar of instruction is also there, and then Bhagavad
Devotion.
Gita, nectar of devotion, yes. And then Bhagavad Gita, and one more is also there.
No,
Only 4.
4 books.
4 books. Yeah.
Bhagavad Gita in 3 sections. 1 to 6, 7 to 12, and then 13 to 18. 3 sections. There are 3 modules to that. And then there are other 3 books. NOI, NOD, and Isha Upanishad.
Isha Upanishad is smaller, right?
Yeah, very small.
Yeah.
Yeah, but very deep.
So I'm thinking of enrolling myself into the program. Yeah. But then that cannot be, 1 year resolution. But I can take a book resolution and finish it.
Yeah. This is apart from all these courses you're doing. This is okay. Even if you say, okay, let's say that your goal is to do these books, that's also fine. You can make that your resolution. Or maybe Bhakti Shastri resolution.
Yeah.
Vinita and Hemangani, you all finished? Bhakti Shastri?
No, Mataji.
No, Mataji.
You're planning to?
Yes.
We are thinking, yes, we are thinking.
Okay, that's good.
It is tough, Mataji? It is going to be tough?
No, it's not tough.
Okay.
It's not tough. So as you study, in fact, Bhakti Shastri, you'll find is very different approach to scriptures. So it's very good. You must do Bhakti Shastri, especially NOI, NOD is definitely you must do. And then of course, after you do Bhakti Shastri, then you should go for Bhakti Vaibhav, which is Bhagavatam. Yeah, so we just finished our Bhakti Vaibhav module 8, which is till the 5th chapter of Canto 3. Canto 3, 5th chapter. Yeah, so it's it keeps going on. I don't know. Let's see. Exams and all that. It keeps you studying at least. Okay, we didn't do any verse today.
Mataji, if you all have learned the verse, you can ask us.
Okay, go for it then. You start, Neha.
Let Vinu start first.
Okay, Vinita, you start.
एते चांस कला पुंसा कृष्णास्तु भगवान स्वयं इंद्राणी व्याकुलम लोकम मुदयन्ति युगे युगे.
Wow, wonderful. Who's next? Neha, come on.
Ete cha kalam punsam Krishna tu Bhagwan Swayam Indrani Vyakulam Lokam Radyanti Yuge Yuge.
Very nice. Himangini.
Yes, Mataji. Ete chamcha kala punsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam Indrari Vyakulam Lokam Prayanti Yuge Yuge.
Wonderful. Veggie.
Hare Krishna. Ete chamsakala pumsaha Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam Indrari Vyakulam Lokam Mridayanti Yuge Yuge. Hare Krishna.
Wonderful. Anyone else? Archana.
एते चांशिकला पूसं कृष्णस्तु भगवान् स्वयं इंद्रारी व्याकुलं लोकं मृडयन्ति युगे युगे.
Wonderful. Vinti.
Mataji, I have not learned it. I will learn in this week, and then I
Sure.
Mataji,
Sure,
me
sure.
too. Me too. Either
Sure.
I can read it.
Yeah, sure. Why this is important is because it will come again and again, so many times, so many places, so many lectures. You'll see so many Maharajas will keep quoting this verse. So, and it's actually Indrari Vyakulam Lokam Ridyanti Yuge Yuge, already you know. It's just Ete Chamsa Kalapumsa. And Krishnastu Bhagwan Swayam. Krishnastu Bhagwan Swayam itself you've learned so many times, heard so many times. So it's the most easiest shloka to learn. Yeah. So what we're going to
Mataji,
do
for
is,
next week, what should we buy heart?
yes,
No, this is actually good, it's like it's forcing us to learn, right? I think we can. You keep
Yes.
giving us, just a suggestion. If you can give all the important verses, for us to by heart, we'll do that. And at least I will do that. I can't speak for others. But
actually there
it's
are
a-
so many verses. And in fact, you must make it a habit of starting to memorize verses. And the best way of memorizing is to repeat each line to yourself 5 times. And then the first 2 lines 5 times. Like we teach children. That's how we teach children. At the end of the class, the children know. When they come back next week and you tell them, it's already there in our memory. Of course, as we age, it takes longer. But if you just focus on one shloka a week, slowly you'll see that you'll be able to do 2 shlokas a week, 3, and then 1 a day. Each day you'll be doing 1. And then slowly you'll be starting doing more than 1 a day. Because you just get the hang of it. There are so many shlokas in the first 2 chapters, which you must learn. Starting with the first 3 shlokas. It's a little difficult, the first 3 shlokas, because they're long. Janmadasya yato anvaya, that is quite a tongue twister. But if you try it, if you read it, don't focus on memorizing it now. Just read it every day. Very important. Other one is Savai Pumsam Paro Dharmo, which you all have already learned, I think. Yes. And Shrinvatam Swakatha Krishna, Narayan Namaskrityam, you all know. But there are also others, maybe one by one we can slowly incorporate it. So what I'm going to do is, just before we finish, I just want to do one shloka today. Let's we started late. We just do this. Because this is the Falashruti. Janma guhyam bhagavato ya etat prayato naraha सायं प्रातर् गृह्णन् भक्त्या दुःखग्रामाद् विमुच्यते. So Sayam, you know what Sayam? Sayankal, evening. Pratar, morning. Dukkha Gramat, Vimuchyate. Dukkha Gramat, from miseries. Whoever carefully recites the mysterious appearances of the Lord with devotion in the morning and in the evening gets relief from all miseries of life. So I was actually wanting to recite all these verses, and I thought we should do this. But I think I'm going to do it, even if it takes a few more minutes. Let's just quickly chant these. I'll just chant it, and whenever you all are free, you all can just read it, even if you want to. Okay, I'm just going to chant the verses, yeah? I'm not going to do the translation. Is that all right?
Yes, Mother.
स एव प्रथमं देव कौमारं सर्गमाश्रितः चचार दुश्चरं ब्रह्मा ब्रह्मचर्यम् अखण्डितम् द्वितीयं तु भवायास्य रसातलगतां महीम् उद्धरिष्यन् उपादत्त यज्ञेश सौकरं वपुः तृतीयं ऋषिसर्गं वै देवर्षित्वमुपेत्य सः तन्त्रं सात्वतम् आचष्ट नैष्कर्म्यं कर्म नान्यतः तूर्ये कर्मकला सर्गे नरनारायणा ऋषिः भूत्वात्मपशमोपेतम् अकरो दुश्चरं तपः पंचम कपिलो नाम सिद्धेशः कालविप्लुतम् प्रोवाचासूरये सांख्यं तत्त्वग्राम विनिर्णयम् षष्ठम् अत्रेरपत्यत्वं वृतप्राप्तो न सूयया अन्वीक्षिकीम् अलर्काय प्रह्लादादिभ्य ऊचिमान् तथा सप्तम आकुत्यां रुचेर्यज्ञोऽभ्यजायत स यामाद्यै सुरगणैरपात् स्वायम्भुवान्तरम् अष्टमे मेरुदेव्यां तु नाभिर्जातरुक्रमः दर्शयन् वर्तमधीराणां सर्वाश्रम नमस्कृताम् ऋषिभिर्यचितो भेजे नवमं पार्थिवं वपुः दुग्धे मामोषधीर्विप्रास्तेनायं स उषत्तमः रूपं सजग्रे मात्स्यं चाक्षुषो दधि संप्लवे नाव्यारोप्य महिमय्याम् अपाद्वैवस्वतां मनुम् सुरासुराणामुदधीम् मत्नता मन्दराचलं दत्रे कामथा रूपेण पृष्ठ एकादशे विभुः धन्वन्तरं द्वादशमं त्रयोदशममेव च आप्ययत् सूरान् अन्यान् मोहिन्या मोहयन् स्त्रिया चतुर्दशां नारसिंहं बिभ्रदैत्येन्द्रियमूर्जितं ददार करजैरूराव एरकां कटकृद्यथा पंचदशां वामनाकं कृत्वा गादाध्वरं बले पदत्रयं याचमानः प्रज्ञादित्सु त्रिपिष्टपम् अवतारे षोडशमे पश्यन् ब्रह्मद्रुहो नृपान् त्रिसप्त कृत्वा कुपितो निक्षत्राम् अकरोन्महीम् ततः सप्तदशे जातः सत्यवत्यां पराशरा चक्रे वेदतरो शाखा दृष्ट्वा पुंसो अल्पमेधसः न एव त्वमापन्न सुरकार्यचिकीर्षया समुद्रनिग्रहादीनि चक्रे वीर्याण्यतः परम् एकोनविंशे विंशतिमे वृष्णीषु प्राप्य जन्मनि रामकृष्णाविति भुवो भगवान् हरद्धरम् ततः कलौ सम्प्रवृत्ते सम्मोहाय सुरद्विषां बुद्धो नाम्नाञ्जनसूतः विकतेषु भविष्यति अथासौ युगसन्ध्यायां दस्यु प्रायेषु राजसु जनिता विष्णुयशसो नाम्ना कल्किर्जगत्पतिः अवतार ह्यसङ्ख्येया हरे सत्त्वनिधेर्द्विजाः यथा विदासिन कुल्या सरसः सूयसहस्रशः ऋषयो मणवो देवा मनुपुत्रा महोजसः कला सर्वे हरेरेव सप्रजाप्तयः स्मृताः एते चांश कला पुंस कृष्णस्तु भगवान् स्वयम् इन्द्रादिवाकुलं लोकं मृडयन्ति युगे युगे जन्मगुह्यं भगवतो य एतत् प्रयतो नरः सायं प्रातर्गृह्णन् भक्त्या दुःखग्रामाद् विमुच्यते. Okay, so that's nice. You all can also do that. If you don't want to read the Sanskrit, you can just go through the translations. But it's nice to read all the incarnations in one go. Yeah. Okay, so we'll stop for today, and I think we will meet only on the 9th, right? We're going to take a break next week. That's what Vishaka Mataji told me. But today and the next week is going to be a break. All right, so we'll take the next week off. And if you all don't want to know if you want class, just message me because I'm okay with it. Yeah, let me know. Please message me. And otherwise, we'll meet on the 9th. So happy New Year, everyone. Have a wonderful, wonderful end to this wonderful year. So many lovely new initiations at the end of this year. And looking forward to a wonderful new year with new beginnings. Yes, and more spiritual understanding. Come back with wonderful resolutions for yourself, for your own growth. Yes? Okay. Hare Krishna, everyone. Let's chant.
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Mataji.
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram.
Ram, Ram, Hare
Acha
Hare.
kalpatarubhyascha kripasindhubhya
Pranamam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha.
Grantra Srimad Bhagavatam. Jai.
Jai.
Hare Bol. Hare Krishna. See you.
Hare
Hare